Rosa here, and if you follow me on this channel, you know that I pull in a lot of banners. All of them, actually. Standard banners, character banners, and limiteds. The only ones I skip are the kernel banners. Understandably, I do get the occasional comment asking how I always seem to have a lot of pulls for all of these banners while still being able to occasionally spark at limited banners. Like I've done 300 pulls for Chong, for Ayaberry, and for Whistle. Easy answer? I'm not free to play. I'm very open about this, and I do purchase the monthly card and the monthly pack, maybe the occasional bundle if I have extra money. Hard answer? I use math and Google Sheets, which I'm about to show you today. So I'll show the template and how to use it first, then I'll show my filled out version of this so that you guys can see how I've used it. First off, this is how you read the cells because I'm very particular about this. If it's black with white text, it's for filling out, yellow means drop down, and red means formula. So just take care not to mess these up. Before we start calculating, we have to set our goals for what we want to project. This is where my road to things come in. Now, you don't necessarily have to put a limited character here. You can just include your main goal, like monster, for instance. Or if you're planning to skip you can go straight to Exo Alter, things like that. Then you want to fill out the banners that you want to pull on the way to that goal. Maybe not necessarily you have to get the characters on those banners, but things that you want to pull on the way. I included the link to the Arknights upcoming banners wiki page so you can refer there. And I've also put the schedule of the standard banner refreshes off to the rightmost section in case you want to pull there. It will automatically highlight green if it is finished or ongoing. So how do we use this? For example, let's say your goal is you. And there's two banners on the way to you that you want to pull in, the Joint Operation 17 and the Thorns Altar banner. Let me just fill that up. Now that we have the banners on the road listed, we have to fill in the max pulls. Now what I mean by this is the maximum number of pulls you are willing to shell out for these banners. Let's say for both, you're willing to pull to 1 6-star. So let's fill in 60 for both because that's general pity. If you have already pulled in the banner, then you fill out the actual pulls. Let's take me, for example. I pulled 45 times in the Joint Operations banner, but the Thorns Altar banner is not yet out, so we're just going to leave it blank. Automatically, the next columns will be updated, which will summarize your goal and how many pulls you want to do before your goal. As you add other operators on the road, this also updates. So let's say your next road is Exu Altar. You input her name here, and it will come out here. Anyway, in this summary, this is where you input the number of pulls you are aiming for that banner. You may take into account the free pulls during limited banners like the free 10 pull and the daily free pulls, which equate to usually 24 free pulls. Sadly, because I pull on stream, I usually don't take into account daily pulls. So let's say for the U banner, I'm planning to spark for Neon. So I'm going to aim for 190 pulls because that would make 200 with the free 10. Fill in the rest for the sake of organization, and now that we have this set up, we can finally move on to the pulls calculator. First, we have to set up our current stock and set up the projections. So first, fill in how much are random and how many headhunting permits you have, and the date as of the reset. This is important because it will affect the daily count. Let's say you were a good potato and you managed to save 100,000 a random and you even bought the 38 pulls in the distinction shop as of today. As of recording, it is May 15, so let's put that in. The format, by the way, is month, day, year. Next, we have to set up the projection. Now, disclaimer, this projection assumes that you play every day and diligently collect all the possible random and headhunting permits available, so if you skip stuff, then this won't be an accurate projection. First, have you bought out the Green Cert store? This is the monthly random and headhunting permits in the Tier 1 and Tier 2 stages of the Green Cert shop. Just say yes if you got it, so it takes it to account for the month. Next, the estimated number of new Annihilation stages. You can find when the next new stage will come out in the Annihilation page, or just estimate it from there. So I'm estimating there will be one more stage before you. After, how many rerun events there will be. Note, if you are new and you have not done the event before, you should consider them as new events and not rerun events. This is because for rerun events, we will take into account the 2,000 or random given in the intelligence certificate shop every time an event reruns, as well as the 3 headhunting permits. For the Road to You, we will have the Virtuosa event and the Degan event rerun, so that's 2 for me. Afterwards, we have the new events that are upcoming, and I mean only side story and intermezzo events. We don't take into account special events like Stronghold, Trials, etc. This is because the side stories provide 3 extra headhunting permits in the shop. If you need a reference for the upcoming events, I put a link to the Arknights wiki page covering all of that for your convenience. And then we get to this question. Are you free to play or not? If you are free to play, put yes, ignore the rest, no shame here. If no, you will have to fill out if you regularly purchase the monthly card, which is the daily or random insanity for 28 days. If you put yes, that means you don't let the monthly card run out and you keep refreshing it. If no, then input how many days are left in your monthly card, if any, or you can put 0 if you don't have it at all. Also, you need to put if you regularly purchase the monthly pack, which is the 10 pulls plus the 47 or random. If you don't purchase it regularly, just put no and move on. If yes, meaning you buy it every month, you need to input if you've purchased it this month. This will affect the calculations in the projection. Note that the things listed here are not taken into consideration for the projection because these are all extra things that may or may not be bought for the month. For instance, bundle purchases. The tier 3 green search shop with the unlimited random and the 38 pulls in the distinction shop. For newer players, there's always the leftover random in the intelligence shop or the old annihilation stages rewards. And of course, all of the surprise sources like Paradox Sims, login events, general HG generosity, and pull save by luck. If you want to see the breakdown of the projection, the engine is right here on the rightmost side. So this includes things like a random in daily and weekly missions, the headhunting permit we get for logging in on the 17th day of the month, and the weekly annihilations. Once we have the projection set up, then we can start setting up our goals. So we're aiming for you, who's estimated to come out on the last week of July. So I'm going to estimate about July 27 to be safe. There we go. Now here's where projected banners come into play. If you haven't pulled on it yet, it will come up here as banners you have to pull for first. While if you add the actual pulls, it will consider you as if you have already pulled on the banner, so it will take it out of the projection because you've already supposedly deducted your resources. We go back here and we can see how much ornament headhunting permits were projected to have by the time July 27 comes around. It will then be subtracted from the sum of the max number of pulls here, assuming worst case scenario, and then it will compare the pulls left over to your goal. So in this case, we have exceeded our goal and have 56 extra pulls. You can interpret this in 2 ways. Either you are guaranteed 56 pulls to start on your projection to your next goal, or it's how many extra pulls you can spare for the other banner. So let's say Thorn's Altar. You estimated 60 pulls, but now you know you can have an extra 50 pulls if you get unlucky. That's why you sometimes hear me say things like, I can spare until 100 pulls. It's because I already projected my extra pulls. Now let's change it up. What if we were a not as good potato and we have 50,000 or random today? We can see that you're projected to be short on 27 pulls. In that case, you can go down here and see much how you have to farm 1-7 at most to make up for the pulls, or how much OP you need to have to safely pull to that amount. Or you can refer back here because this is your extra avenue to make up for the lacking pulls. And that's basically how this works. So for now, let's pull back the curtain a bit and I'll show you my sheet. I've been using this for over a year now. I started using this on the road to Virtuosa. I included all the standard banners and all the banners that appear there since then. For a lot of them, I pulled the guaranteed, so that's why there are like 10 pulls max here. Usually I pull 60 if I want to pull a character. If you're wondering why some are highlighted blue, I did that myself to show the banners where I got a 6-star just to feel good about myself. So we go all the way down to you, and we're projected to have until standard banner 145. I know this because if we go to the standard banner schedules, you is around the 4th week of July, which is here. As you can see, I was also projected the road for Exu Altar, and I'm preparing to fill in for the next summer event character that we're getting. Moving here, you can see the summary of my road so far. I'm dreading the road to Exu Altar because look at all those pulls I want to do before the banner. I'm actually reconsidering if I want to spark on this banner or I'll just do it again in the next thank you celebration. Going to my pulls calculator, as of recording day, you can see I've already reached my projected goal. So now all I need to do is not get screwed over by Thorn's Altar. This is why I can confidently make all of those banner videos and still say that I'm pulling to spark for Neon. And this is basically what goes on behind the scenes when I'm making videos. This has served me very well. If you want a copy of the template, the link to make a copy is in the description. It's free for you guys to use, But if you would like to buy me a coffee as a tip, it would be greatly appreciated. Anyway, that's it for me. Hope you guys weren't overwhelmed with the math and the G sheets, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!